losing your virginity is a rite of passage in our society, and everyone has their how I lost my virginity story, and that gets brought up a lot. And if you don't have one, it's just like, oh, there obviously must be a reason for that. Although I haven't had intercourse, there was a point in my life where I didn't consider myself to be a virgin because of previous things that I've been involved in. I kind of came to the conclusion that, yeah, I am a virgin, but I did things that I shouldn't have, and I'm going to commit myself not to do those things again. It has been influenced by my spirituality, because everything is influenced by your spirituality, I think, but it's not, well, God doesn't want us to, so therefore I won't. It's a, well, why don't I want to? What are those reasons? Let's think about it. Because, I mean, if I really couldn't think of any, I'd be having sex right now. It's becoming harder and harder, and my views are kind of changing, and I am undergoing confusion right now. That probably comes through in my opinions. Whether intercourse can exist outside of marriage in a really good and a fulfilling way. Because I'm having a hard time really believing that it doesn't, and that marriage is the only place for that, because it doesn't offer any guarantees. You know, just because you work really hard and you preserve your virginity for your spouse, that doesn't necessarily mean that your marriage is going to work out. Doesn't necessarily mean your marriage is going to be better. And it's very cynical of me to think so, but I think there's truth to that. That's probably totally going to undermine everything that I have said so far, but yeah.
If you were to tell me that, Dave, you're going to die in 3 months, I would be perfectly fine dying without having sex. I'm almost 34, and so I guess I've waited 34 years. I would say the reason is my parents. Right from an early age, my parents earned my respect right away. They never asked for it. They never told me I have to respect them. It just came. I watched them, and I saw the way they treated each other and treated other people, and I just, from an early age, I thought, man, those are good people. I want to be like them. If you're like a good-looking, healthy, you know, functional kind of guy, and you claim to be a virgin, people's first reaction is, no, you're not. I can see in their face the change of expression, and you can just see what's going on in their minds. I can actually see them thinking, what's wrong with this guy? And they do the once over. They look me up and down. They're like, okay. They try to figure me out because it's so rare. When I walk down the street, I can know that I'm different. I really do. And I'm not seeing this out of a judgment perspective or anything, but I just feel different. I feel like I haven't experienced something that most people have. I used to dream of the day and think and plan it out and think how it's going to work and, you know, what it's going to be like. But to be honest, that excitement is gone. I've gotten so used to not having sex that when it happens, it may be eye-opening. It may be this great, wonderful experience that I never thought could be like that, and that would be fantastic. But I'm not getting my hopes up because it's been so long that I'm just used to not having sex.
Does that make you sad at all?
It is, just now. It just hit me. It just hit me now. That is really pathetic. That it's like the joy has been stolen because of this whole thing. But like I say, you know what? When it happens, it may just be like fireworks. It may be like nothing I ever thought it could ever be. Never know. I guess we'll have to wait and find out.
It's like my one precious treasure, you know? It's the one thing I have, and the one thing I can keep until my wedding day. True Love Waits is a seminar where more older people, like with experience, like pastors, or maybe younger people who just got married, or even just younger people like myself will just come and share about, you know, the positives and the benefits of staying pure and being a virgin until you get married. And then at the end, we have a time where the parents come and all that, and we make a public declaration that we're going to stay pure till we get married. Like right now, I'm 18 years old, and I pledged when I was about 14 years old, so that was about 4 years ago. This is my promise ring. It's promised to my parents, and it says I'm going to wait till my wedding night to have sex. As my wedding progresses, we go into the wedding, and I think it's sometime in the ceremony, we'll just fit it in, where my father gives me away, and then I explain this to my husband, or my groom, and we give it to him, because it's my purity. and it's a present for him on our wedding day. I want to be a treasure to be found, and I want him to treasure me. The thing I want him to treasure is that, I've waited for him for my whole life. I'd really like to wait to kiss my husband on our wedding day. And I think it's kind of ridiculous, and it's not necessarily quite sane, but it's so special, and I think that'd be very cool.
Have you kissed boys before, or is
No.
that something that you're holding?
No.
Do you?
Yeah. Actually, usually, like, all my guy friends know, like, don't touch me. Like, no poking, no tickling, no, don't touch me. I, like, bubble, keep my bubble, yeah. I don't want to be touched, because I know I like it. I'd love it, but then that will lead to something else. One thing leads to the next, and I know I want to be cuddled, and I know that. So just don't touch me and we won't go anywhere. And Prince Charming always came for the princess in the stories, and you know what? He's gonna come for me too.
American Pie, a whole genre devoted to losing virginity, etc. American Pie is interesting because it's got characters who take a vow, they make a pact to lose it by prom night. And when they get to prom night, one or all of them get kind of fed up with the whole losing it thing. And one of them says, people make too big a deal of it. People make too much of a deal about sex, and I don't even care anymore. And then of course by the end of the evening they all end up having sex anyway. One character wakes up the morning after he's had sex with basically a total stranger, and she's gone, and he says, "I was used." Cool. And that's sort of the only emotional after effect of the encounter. Like the only example that sort of springs readily to mind of a movie where a character is revealed to be a virgin and is still a virgin at the end of the film, and that's okay, is Dead Man Walking, where the character's a nun. You kind of wonder if maybe there could be other people who aren't nuns or monks or priests who haven't taken the vow. You don't really see characters in films who just are celibate because that's just what they think they should be,